Hello and welcome to Rhythms and Strum Patterns number 3. So 3. Today we're going to talk about the triplet rhythm. So triplets are groupings of notes that are happening equidistant within the beat. So what I mean by that is we have a 3-to-1 ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So the idea is that when we count it out, we have a triplet syllable type of format. So if you think of any word that's got 3 syllables in it, like all the berries, for instance, strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, you name your berry. That's how you get to the 3-syllable part of associating the triplet rhythm with rhythm. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Blueberry, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, and so on. So taking the beat, long story long, and breaking it down into 3 parts that are equidistant, okay? So within the beat, everything feels even. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The interesting thing about the strum pattern that you're going to see in this lesson is that it's constant down and up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the right hand actually on beats 1 and 3 moves the same way, down, up, down. Beat 3, the same thing, down, up, down. On beats 2 and 4, as you'll see in the score when we show it, it's up, down, up. But the right hand's constantly moving in a down and up fashion, okay? So you can do different approaches to that strum pattern, but for this lesson, we're just going to keep it equidistant. We're going to keep it moving down and up all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the purposes of counting in this video, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how the rhythm is approached. It's all down and up movement. So without further ado, let's jump into the score. So we have all of our rhythms are here. We have everything grouped together in groups of 3, as you can see in the score. Let me make this a little bit larger. There we go. It's a lot better. Okay, so we have our chords in this lesson. It's just 2 chords. We're keeping it really simple. 2 bars of A-7 and 2 bars of E7. And just like that, that's the deal. Let me actually play this through so you get to hear what it sounds like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back to 100%, and I'm going to play this through again. If you want to watch the fretboard view, whoops, a little too small, there we go. If you want to watch the fretboard view as this goes through, you can, okay? And I'll keep it a little bit larger. Maybe I'll stretch it out a little bit. If I can get to it, here we go, there we go. All right, so I'll try to keep this nice and large so you can see everything on the fretboard view. Let's play this through again. And again, if you keep an eye on the fretboard view, you'll see everything that's in the score highlight in the fretboard view. Here it comes. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. Feel free to share it with your friends. Let them know about what's going on here. A lot of growth on the channel. I'm very happy about it, and I'm really hoping and wishing that all this content is serving you well. So let's go back. So we're not really in a key. These 2 chords could belong to a couple of different keys, but we're not going to worry about it. The main thing is the strum pattern and also seeing the fretboard view and what's in here. So just look at the notes that are highlighted. Everything that's in white right now, nothing's happening, so nothing's going to highlight till you get to the actual score and you'll see things light up, okay? The way I laid out the notes, these two hash marks give us the rhythmic component to the triplet. You can see there's a 3 on top. That's the indicator of a triplet 8th note grouping, okay? So everything is grouped in 3s. Like I mentioned earlier, everything's grouped together, equidistant, feels even when you play it. It should feel even when you hear it. So that's the thing too you're shooting for when you go through these chords, is even spacing in the motion that you do with the right hand and also even spacing in the sound. Everything should be working together in that 3 feel. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would get a metronome, pop it on. You can set your metronome to an 8th note triplet rhythm if your metronome has that. A lot of the digital metronomes have 8th note triplet grouping that's in there which you can change. Or if you have drum programs, if you have computer music programs and you can access a metronome on that, set it to the 8th note triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4. The slower the better. You can let that metronome play the 8th note triplet rhythm and listen to it, and then you can kind of tap along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes just doing one motion, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can tap it out. Before you even get to playing it on the guitar, you can just tap it out on your desk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mute the strings with your left hand or right hand if you're a lefty, and just hang out with your strumming hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just do that for a while, just like I illustrated in the beginning of the video. Okay, and then when you get to the chords, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and of course you can work your tempos up, starting very slow. Of course, you want to get the motion and the relaxation of your hands, because anything that's new can cause tension. So there might be some stiffness that might creep into that, and that might restrict your movement and make you sound stiff. So just take your time. The slower you go in the beginning, you'll get to the faster tempos faster. Okay, sounds kind of contradictory, but it works very, very well. Take your time. There's no rush with any of this stuff. Okay, the eagerness to get to that new rhythm or that new strum pattern is great. You want to keep that as a thing that motivates you and moves you towards the goal of getting the rhythm together, but start very slow. And eventually, even doing the muted technique, you can spend some time with that and do sprints. So you start slow, you gradually speed up, and then gradually slow down, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and so on. The other thing I want to talk about before wrapping the video is the left hand, what it does between the chord changes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and lift. 2, 3, 4, lift. Okay, you can see in that last grouping, the 4 and that part's up, down, up. So I have up, down, up. On the up strum, the last up strum of beat 4, I'm actually going up with my right hand and moving up with my left hand to go to the next chord, okay? So you take that moment on beat 4 on the up, the of the rhythm. So 4 and 1. And then when you get to the next down strum, which is beat 1, you have the down strum and the chord lands with the right hand, okay? That's a trick that makes things sound very smooth when you're working with fast tempos, okay? the left hand is going to do a lift because the right hand's constantly chugging. So you're not going to notice this at a very fast tempo. But when you play slow tempos, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, you'll hear open strings. Okay, it's a very natural part of guitar playing, and being that the rhythm is constant, there's no rest, in terms of silence or a tie, where you can actually let the sustain happen, and then you would move your hand after, depending on what the rhythm is doing. Since this is a constant flow of eighth notes, we're not getting any breaks. We're constantly just chugging along. So that's the trick, to get that smoothness of the change and not break the rhythm, is where you lift your left hand to move to your next chord, wherever that chord's going to be. It could be any chord. The main thing is going very, very slow. Take your time. Use the metronome at the slow tempo. Shut it down. Play the rhythm by itself. See if you can keep it all together. Keep it smooth. Put the metronome back on. Change your tempo. The tempo of the score was at 60, as you saw. I think, or 50. I think it was 60. So it's 60 beats per minute. You can take it and go to 120, double your tempo. You can do that within one sitting. You can do that within a week, however you want to do it. Very incrementally move your way up and get faster tempos. Okay. And the last part was that left hand, where it lifts. The last grouping, before, like in measure 2 with the A minor 7 chord, 4 and the part of count 4 is where you lift, and then down is the next chord, the E7 chord in measure 3. And then measure 4 on the and the part of 4 and that's where you lift your left hand for that moment to go back to A minor 7. Okay, so where you lift, it really matters. So that's the deal there. Okay, so hope this video helps you out. I hope you enjoy the actual discussions about how to approach the techniques to get the rhythm together and get your strumming together. And I wish you luck with the eighth note triplet. And that wraps this video up. So I will see you on any one of these videos coming up. You'll see them appear on the screen. Again, if you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.